Hey everybody, we're here at the Van Show talking to my friend Grace Lynn. Say hi,
everyone.
Grace.
Hi, Van.
Hey, I almost wanted to say hi, Gracie, because of that old TV show, but nobody gets that reference anyway.
I got it.
And I'm sure you prefer Grace.
Usually I do.
Yes. Does anyone call you Gracie?
No, nobody calls me Gracie.
Well, you look more like a Grace anyway.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. Now, Grace, we want to know about you. You have family from Taiwan.
Yes.
Were your parents born in Taiwan?
Yes, my parents are from Taiwan, and but I was born here in the United States.
And so growing up, you were growing up in the United States. Your family was from Taiwan.
Yes.
Did they bring some customs over from Taiwan that didn't quite mesh with American customs?
They brought over a lot of customs from Taiwan that didn't quite mesh, and then there's a lot of customs here in the United States that didn't quite mesh with them. You'll see in the chat. My favorite chapter in the Year of the Dog is when I try to teach my parents how to celebrate Christmas, and they're very confused. They're like, why do we have to cut down this tree? or Thanksgiving, they're like, why do we have to have a turkey? And at Christmas time, we had to talk my dad into decorating. You know how you hang lights outside your house?
Yeah.
And my father really didn't want to do that because it's cold out there. I don't want to hang up lights. And he would just throw them out on the bushes, and it wasn't nicely arranged or anything. So yes, there's a lot of customs that kind of clashed what being here in the United States.
Wow, that's interesting. And you talk about all that in your books. That's really cool.
Yeah, in this book, The Year of the Dog.
And I would imagine that would be relatable to not just kids whose families are from Taiwan, but from any other culture that live here in the United States.
I think so. I think the truth is this is just about my life here in the United States. So I think anybody here in the United States would really enjoy it.
Wow, excellent. And you have a book that's attacking you right now. Do you want to talk about that for a minute?
This book is, they're all attacking me. This book is for a little bit older of a reader. This book is called When the Sea Turned to Silver. And this is a companion book to one of my other books called Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. And this book is about a young girl named Pin Mei, and who lives with her grandmother on top of a mountain. And her grandmother is called the Storyteller. And her grandmother is such an amazing storyteller that people from all over these surrounding villages come to the mountain just to hear her stories. Well, Pin Mei and her grandmother hear that there's a new emperor that has come into power. But the emperor is very brutal and very cruel. And so one night, the emperor comes and kidnaps Pin Mei's grandmother. And Pin Mei has to go on this great journey with her friend Yishan to try to save her grandmother. And on the way, she has to learn to become as good of a storyteller as her grandmother. So there's lots of Chinese folk tales and fairy tales intermixed into the main story.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a really fun, exciting adventure. So I hope you guys give it a chance.
Yeah, I love it. All right. Now, Grace, I appreciate you coming to talk about your books, talking about your life. Do you want to play a game with me?
Sure, I'd love to.
Yeah? All right, so we're going to play Never Have I Ever. So I'll say a phrase, and you'll tell me whether you have or have not done it. All right, so the first one is, never have I ever eaten a jelly donut.
I have eaten a jelly donut.
You have? Did you like it?
Yes, I did like it very much. I probably would eat a lot more if I wasn't so worried about how bad they were for my teeth.
Oh, really? Yes. You do have to brush afterwards.
Yes.
There's a little bit of work involved with eating a jelly donut.
Yes.
All right, let's see. Let me think of another one. Okay, I got it. Never have I ever won an award.
Oh, I have won an award.
You have? Well, tell us.
Yes. In fact, an award is the whole reason why I became an author and illustrator.
Oh.
And that story is in my book, The Year of the Dog.
Oh, cool.
When I was in 5th grade, there was this big national book contest where if you wrote and illustrated your book and sent it into the big book contest, if you won first place, they would actually publish your book. So I wrote and illustrated my book, and I sent it into this big book contest, and I did not win first place, so they did not publish my book.
Oh.
But I did win 4th place.
Whoa.
And with 4th place, I also won $1,000. And after I won $1,000, I was so excited.
Yeah.
I decided I want to be an author and illustrator forever. So that's how I decided I want to be an author and illustrator.
Well, that's incredible. What a great story. Awesome. Grace, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's so nice meeting you, Van.
Oh, it's been a pleasure meeting you. And before we go, I got 2 things.
Sure.
First is, I want a high five. Awesome. 再见。
再见。